All right, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Book Graveyard. Today, we have a special guest, and it is Justin, Fathom Press, who's going to be talking about his upcoming releases for the year 2026. Welcome, Justin.
Thanks for having me, Nick. I'm excited to be here finally.
I know we've talked many times through text, through Instagram, and this is really special to get to talk to you in person. I feel like we've been talking for a long time.
Yeah, it's been probably about a year now when I reached out to you guys, and you and Sam both did that dual reviews of Cold Front. Yeah, brain fart.
Yeah, me and Sam, Night Nerves. Sam over at Night Nerves did reviews of Cold Front. Man, that book was so great. When you see those old books that are popular, a lot of the times they're popular just because they're so hard to find, not because they're good.
Yeah.
And
that of the Clown.
Yeah, well, I haven't read that one yet. So you're doing that one? Is that what you're saying?
No, absolutely not. Off the table.
All right, I figured we would jump right into it and just start off with what you have coming up next. What is the next book out, man?
Sure. Snowman is coming out later this fall by Norman Bogner. It's a great men's adventure novel about a Himalayan Yeti that hitches a ride on an iceberg to Northern California and then decimates a ski resort. It's you're going to get what you think you're going to get. It's a lot of fun.
It is. It's one of the first horror books that I read when I first found all the old paperbacks. That was the first one I found. And I loved it because I was like, this is insane. Because it's like you said, it's like a men's adventure. And I didn't know what that was at the time. I was like, oh, it's like an action movie where the Vietnam buddies get back together. But instead, they're fighting a 30-foot metal Yeti.
Yeah, he's like, we're building a team. And you got the explosions, demolitions expert, the gun nut.
Yeah.
The gamut of like Vietnam veterans. I love the book dearly. I just got the concept art from Steven yesterday. Some people might have seen a little hint of it on my Instagram page. I'm excited. I can't wait to get that one out. Mike Gingold from Rue Morgue, who wrote Ad Nauseum and the novelization of Nightmare, did the introduction for the book.
Oh, nice. I wasn't aware of that. And that's Stephen Andrade, right?
Yeah, Stephen is the only artist for the covers for Fathom right now. We've no interest in using anyone else for the cover art.
He does a wonderful job. I love it. I love how it's in line. You know, it has a look. It's creating a brand by having the art by the same person.
I definitely want like a visual through line through the whole run and series. He's on tap for the next 6 books. So sorry, Stephen, but there's some really weird ones coming your way.
All right. When's Snowman coming out? Winter?
I'm hoping Halloween. Stephen's really fast. Like once we lock in the cover, he's really fast at getting it out, and the book is done. It's just a matter of getting that cover locked in and then sending it off to the printers for proof editions and see how it all looks. And and hopefully by October. And then it's Chainsaw of Terror, which is everyone's kind of been waiting for that one.
Yeah, that's one that I had never heard of. What's Chainsaw Terror about?
Sure. So Chainsaw of Terror is a 1984 Shaun Hutson novel. Hutson? Yeah, never heard it. Yeah, I've never heard it pronounced out loud. So, and I'm from New York, so it's Houston, it's Houston. So, Shaun Hutson. In 1984, he was contacted by Star, the publisher UK, Star, and they wanted him to write a novelization of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. They couldn't get the rights, so they were like, just write a Chainsaw novel. So he wrote a Chainsaw novel. It was recalled for various reasons. It was reprinted republished as Come the Night. There's been a lot of speculation. Was it edited? Was it not edited? Ours is going to be the definitive published version. We've done a line-by-line comparison between the 2 books. There is no difference between them. But that'll come out hopefully by New Year's. But yeah, it's a man who kills sex workers with multiple tools. It's a chainsaw being one of them, the main one.
So it's a slasher.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a slasher in the sense that it's not a point of view, and you don't know. There's no mystery about who the killer is. You know who the killer is. It's mostly from his point of view. Yeah, it's just like just a grisly, nasty little book.
Sounds
And
awesome.
if you like grisly, nasty little books, then it's right up your alley.
Well, I do. I think a lot of people will be happy with that.
It's just a lot of fun, and that was a easy get. I was just reached out to him. I was like, "Hey, do you want to do this?" And he was like, "Yeah, absolutely." So he wrote a great introduction about it. So yeah, he's writing the intro for his own book, and that'll be the last of the first wave of 8 titles from Savage Harvest.
Nice. And Savage Harvest, would you explain that to the viewers?
Sure. I guess, there's multiple titles for this company. So Fathom is like the umbrella company that does everything. Savage Harvest is the sort of our imprint that does re-releases of like 1970s and 80s, hard to find, out of print novels. Snowman, Cold Front, Return of the Living Dead by John Russo, that kind of stuff.
Is it specifically horror?
No, definitely not. The next wave of books definitely deviates. Yeah, men's adventure, thriller. Eventually, there's gonna be some crime stuff in there. We're working on the rights for, but yeah, it's horror mostly, but horror adjacent and crime, men's adventure, definitely for sure.
Okay. So is the other aspects of Fathom Press going to be original novels?
Ooh, we.
Sorry.
It's a tough one. We've talked, and talk is me, the 2 people who I work with who are not employees, who are friends. John, who is our proofreader and is the one who's, if I lean more towards horror, John is more towards crime, men's adventure. He is the one who brought me to one of the books that's coming out in the next wave. Vigilante, we are, we'll get back to it later, but Vigilante will be the first original Fathom Press / Savage Harvest release.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I always get confused because sometimes I see it as Savage Harvest, and I keep calling it Fathom Press. So I was like, I don't know what I'm talking.
I mean, at least you get the name right. A lot of people call us Phantom Press. I'm like, yeah. So Fathom is the umbrella company. The imprint of the novel, the horror novels, etc., is Savage Harvest.
Okay, we got it now. All right. So after Chainsaw Terror, what's going on?
We'll hopefully have a couple of months of just to relax and sell the books that we do have. Memorial Day weekend is the beginning of the second wave of titles, and that's going to kick off with the Riptide, everyone's favorite shark attack novel that they have no idea what they're in store, written by Donald Cheatham.
Yeah, I man, do I love that book. It got #1 on my top 10 80s horror paperback list. I think that's actually when we first started talking, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, because it's just a batshit novel. Yeah, people have no idea what they're in for with that one. That is I don't want to say anything because it's just, you have to read it in real time to be like, wait, what the fuck is happening? What you think is going to happen in this book for a shark attack book is not where it goes. Not how the book ends. It is, yeah, it's amazing. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and there is still sharks throughout.
There's
Don't
plenty of
worry,
correct path.
it doesn't sell shark and not deliver.
Yeah,
It
there's,
does. It just takes a notch.
yeah, it's sharks plus something. So, yeah, I mean, I spoil it in the description of the book. I'm not gonna lie, but just read it. It's a lot of fun. It's insane, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, no one is safe in Riptide.
Yeah, it's like 2 cops fighting a shark. All right, so this book is gonna end with them on a boat, right?
No, it's not. Oh man, that Riptide. Yeah. So I guess it would be hard to say when these books are going to come out. It's so much further in the.
Yeah, we're still learning. We're not even 2 years old as a company, so we're still learning the ropes. And Memorial Day for Riptide, that's gonna be followed by Joyride by Stephen. Well, by Steve. The book is originally written by Stephen Crye, but it's a pseudonym for Ronald Francis Patrick, who wrote a book called Beyond the Threshold, and that was a from day one, that was the book I wanted to reprint more than any other title, along with The Light at the End and Off Season. And we've already got Light at the End. Just got to get Off Season next, but that one's kind of far away.
Yeah, I've heard about Joyride for a long time, and I haven't read it. So that's one that I'm very excited to check out. The Paperback Warrior just reviewed it like 2 weeks ago, I think. And it's a slash. This one is 100% slash.
This is the best slasher movie I've never seen. I put it up there with Friday the 13th. I'll put it up there with The Burning. It is phenomenal. You should read it. Don't even wait for me to reprint it. Just go find a copy. It's worth it. If you like slashers, 100%. This is point of view, mystery, multiple deaths, like everything, like what a slasher needs to be a slasher. It's checked off and then some on this book. It is phenomenal. I don't have an introduction lined up for this one yet. The book has already been transcribed. I transcribed before I ever had the rights. I knew I was going to get this book come hell or high water. So yeah, I am so excited for Joyride.
That's great. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be excited. I know it's a very sought after, very popular book.
Yeah, it's no notes, 5 stars.
And then after Joyride?
There are 3 options. I guess it all depends on what kind of comes first. We have a phenomenal men's adventure by Roland Puccetti called The Death of the Fuhrer. That was one of John's suggestions. John loves TNT. He turned me on to the Gannon series. That's like sort of like his area of expertise, and that's where he kind of leads.
Mm-hmm.
So he was just like, hey man, you got to read this book, The Death of the Fuhrer. Don't look it up. Don't read anything about it. Naturally, I looked it up and I read about it. I was like, oh, this sounds great, but I should not have.
I know.
The more
that one is hard. Do not look it up. Everybody.
Yeah, like going in blind is the only way to read this book.
Don't even Google it.
Yeah, it's very basic premise is Carl Grievous, former doctor, now science writer for a newspaper in France, is contacted by a dying Russian doctor who tells him that he was there when they raided the Fuhrer bunker in 1945 and they examined Hitler's body and there was no brain. So they saved Hitler's brain. That's right off the bat, like, you know, that within like 20 pages. So there's no spoiler there. So now Carl's got to kind of globetrot to find out who's got Hitler's brain. There is so many, the book just keeps ratcheting it up in adventure and absurdity. I knew what was coming, and reading it on the train, I'm like screaming, laughing out loud because it's just like, what is this? What am I reading? Holy shit. Is this really happening? It is phenomenal. I'm really probably most excited for people to read that because that is just such a, every couple of pages, you're just like, what the fuck is this? I'm really excited for people to like kind of find that one.
I'm a big fan of what the fuck is this? I love schlocky stuff. Like, I like when it's real too. Like you said, like you pointed out that Joyride is probably like a really good, scary, serious horror book, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
But then like you got the Riptide, The Death of the Fuhrer, which is like, and Snowman, which is on the schlocky side, but so much fun, so entertaining.
Yeah, entertaining is like key word. Like they are not boring. They are just balls to the wall, anything goes, expect the unexpected. It's a lot of fun. So definitely I like to have those peppered into the run throughout just so we can be a mix. It's not just like horror. It just could be like, oh, hey, here's a weird, like palate cleansing, insane book about a shark destroying the Gulf Coast.
Yeah. And what I really appreciate about those schlocky books from that era is they're not self-aware. They were writing a hit novel when they wrote that,
Riptide is 100% the best novel he ever wrote.
So after you said you got two more?
Yeah, the 4th book in the release is Children of the Black Sabbath by Anne Herbert, a French-Canadian author who more of a poet, won every award you can award for poetry in Canada. This is, I don't want to say too much about this one. This is probably the best written book that we have. It's more verse than prose. Nuns, possession, witchcraft in a convent. I don't want to say more than that, but it's like just a really solid, good read. And we have a lot of things planned for the release, like a lot of fun, stupid shit, which is kind of like my favorite part of this is planning stupid shit. So we're going to try to do some fun stuff because she had passed away a couple of decades ago now. She's been gone for a minute. So like we can't have an interview, we can't have a book signing with her. So when stuff like this happens, we try to do weirder things with it. We're hoping to have some sort of screening of like classic nun films, sort of like Ken Russell's The Devil, something along those lines. And then just do some sacrilegious shit for the premiere, like inverted rosaries. Yeah, we have like a lot of offensive stuff that we're like having fun with. Like the best part of this job is thinking of all the weird, goofy add-ons you can do to a book. People love for the brain eaters. People love the dried mealworm. Well, I don't know if they love them, but they talk about the dried mealworms a lot. They love when they get a copy of Cold Front. It's usually wrapped in a police evidence bag, which we're all sold out at the moment. We're trying to get more in, but I go through those way too much. People really love police evidence bag. I'm working on a stupid thing for The Light at the End, a vampire novel about real holy water and stupid shit to add in a coffin-shaped box I'm working on. I already know what I'm doing for Joyride. I don't want to say it, but I love it. From day one, I knew I was going to do this. The add-on weird stuff is like the best part, but sometimes it kind of becomes like, oh my God, what am I going to do? How can I do this? So we have to scale it back. But
yeah,
the Black Sabbath, we really want to go like all in on it.
Yeah, you made extra work for yourself. I'm sure, but people appreciate it. I always see the body bag.
Yeah,
people post the body bag one.
Nobody comments about the quality of the books. No one says if they're good, if they're bad. Everyone's like, oh man, it came in this body bag. Oh, look at this police evidence. Look at this toe tag bookmark. I'm like, all right.
But it's when they first get it because they're excited. You got to think that most people aren't like doing reviews and stuff. They're just showing pictures of their books, and that's when they get it, and they're like, hell yeah, you know.
So, stuff like that's kind of fun. And Children of Black Sabbath, just because of like it lends itself well to having like just really weird add-ons and events around the release of the book.
Yeah. It's an occult book, or like it's more like The Exorcist.
Yeah, it's witchcraft, it's possession, nunsploitation. It's a solid book. It's there's no chapter, so it's just the pages is like break, and that's a page break, a chapter break. Nothing's numbered. There's a ton of it. It's not a long novel by any means, but it's not a book I probably would have picked up on my own. But it was a reader suggestion, and I just gave it a shot. And it just, as I was reading it, whenever I would put it down, I just kept thinking about it, like, shit, I just got to pick it back up and keep going. So before I finished the book, I knew I was going to get the rights, or at least make the effort to get the rights.
That's great. I'm looking forward to that. That's definitely, we like the occult stuff around here.
Okay.
Yeah, that one looks amazing.
Yeah, I have a checklist of like books like, oh, we need a werewolf book, we need at least a vampire book. So I just kind of like go down this checklist. I'm like, oh, what do we have next? Let's not double dip. I'm still working on that werewolf one though. I have one in particular that I want. It's definitely Wayne Smith's Thor. We've talked. I'm gonna email him right after this and be like,
I already put it out there, so this is the deal, right?
Gotta do it now. Yeah, I definitely want that one.
And what's the final book for 2026?
Oh, well, I don't know if all 5 are coming out in 2026. We're pushing the limit at 6 this year, and it's been a lot. We're going to try to maybe go 4 a year. But the final book is the first original work we're doing is a novelization of Vigilante, the 1981 William Lustig exploitation film with Robert Forster. Probably top 5 movie for me all time. I was thrilled when Richard, the screenwriter, agreed to write the novelization, and he kind of championed us with Bill for the rights. He's been great. He's already submitted the first draft for us. He took like all of his he had maybe three or four original drafts for the film, and he kind of like piecemealed and took things from each one. I was like, have at it. We could always like cut down later, but like whatever was cut for time or whatever reasons, you can throw them in, and we can always like whittle it down. So we're working with an editor right now, and that'll be the first original Fathom Savage Harvest work.
Nice.
I'm excited for it. That one I'm really excited for. Just because it's just, I love that film so much, and now to like be a part of it, to give it to a new audience is just phenomenal.
Yeah, and did you say the author was again?
Richard Beecher. He was the screenwriter of the film. Is writing the novelization.
When you brought it up to him, like, what was his response? Was he immediately like, "Oh yeah, we're definitely doing this"?
Exactly. Yeah, he was like, "Fuck yeah, let's go!" And it was this kind of came like I had a few years ago. I had moderated a Q&A with Richard and Bill at a theater in Manhattan. Why the name just blanks immediately. Doesn't matter.
What New York City would know what you're talking about anyway.
Yeah, they did a screening of Vigilante, and they had Bill and Richard do a Q&A, and I moderated it. And then when I left that night, I was like, fuck, I love this movie so much. Why not do like a graphic novel sequel? So I had talked to him about it. Bill was like, just pitch it to me. I own all the rights. Let's go. I have some, I can't talk about certain things yet. Yeah. But eventually it came back to me, and like me and Richard were speaking about something, and I was like, hey, would you ever want to do a novelization? And he was like, fuck yeah, let's just go. So I'm excited.
That is cool. And you brought up graphic novels. You plan on doing graphic novels also, right?
I'm doing a lot. What I want to do, what I can do, what I have the bandwidth or capacity to do is very different. Yes. Do I want to reprint Italian fumetti sexy comics? Yes. Do I want to do graphic novel adaptations of films? Yes. Can you know what? I don't know. Time will tell. I hope. Yes. Things I can't talk about because they're in different stages of whatever. Different conversations, different talks. They're like, we reached, so things are happening, but so early in the game that we really just can't talk yet about it because it's not a done deal by any means. But graphic novels down the road, yes.
All right, awesome. Well, let's talk about what you've done so far. It's going well, right?
Yeah, it's going really well. It's sort of like this like beast that I can't contain anymore. It just kind of has its like own life and it just keeps going. And some days I'm like, I just need a break. But there is none. There is absolutely no break from this. This is just like a part-time thing I do on my own. My day job is manager at a comic shop in Manhattan, Forbidden Planet, New York City. And then this I just kind of do on the side for fun. And it's sort of just kind of becoming like a full-time, part-time job. So yeah, I love it. It's a lot of fun. And it's doing really well so far. Cold Front being like, yes.
Yeah.
It's done really well.
Yeah, I saw that book everywhere when that came out.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad. I was like, ugh. After a while, I was like, man, people must be sick of me. Like on the Books of Horror group on Facebook must absolutely like, hate me.
Oh no, I think people are excited. I don't know. I mean, whatever, there's haters.
I was just there all the time. Yeah.
No, it's cool. People are excited about it. That's exciting.
Yeah. I love doing it. I think the goal with Fathom was to kind of put the books that people want to read into the hands of the people that want to read them at an affordable price. I don't love the speculator market. Working in comic books, it's just nothing but like speculation. People's like buying multiple copies to flip because they think they're going to be worth money. I hate that. I've always hated that.
Yep.
So yeah. Plus in the secondary market, Barry doesn't get any proceeds from you selling Cold Front for X amount of money, but he gets a good cut of the profits from buying the reprint edition. So yeah, that's the goal. It was always just to sort of like affordable editions for people to read, to enjoy them. And the estate or the author can get like a fair cut of it. So
Did you also do digital for them?
no, we only do mass market paperbacks. No hardcovers, no ebooks, no audio, no trade. Those rights belong to the authors. They can resell them to whoever. When I'm done with this phone call, I'm going to make an introduction between Barry and someone else, another well-known publisher, about the possibility of something. Yeah, I only get mass market rights. That's only what I'm interested in. Reach out to me if you want the rights. I'm happy to make introductions.
That's cool that you're open other people in the industry and not like hoarding it all.
Yeah,
These are my contacts.
No reason to gatekeep, because there are going to be people and companies that I'm going to reach out to. I mean, I have Valancourt has been very kind with their time, and Psychopocalypse has been phenomenal in helping me out. Me and Caleb from Terrorcore Publishing are just constantly talking and helping each other out with like finding the rights, or like talking to estates. So yeah, there's no reason to. A good, healthy book market and competition just breeds better product, I think. So I am very happy to have everyone like enjoy the game.
I'm happy to hear that. That's how it was when I was releasing records too. All the labels were friends. No one was, it was competing. In fact, you would do stuff together sometimes.
Yeah, it's great. Today, Paperbacks from Hell had released like their final 3. Valancourt released the final 3 books in the paperback line, and for years I've been trying to get such nice people. And now they announced it, like, it's great. Like, it's great that people get to read this book finally, because it's a phenomenal book that deserves to be read. Am I bummed I don't get to put it out? Yes. Does it bother me? No.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, it's great that people are going to be able to read this finally.
So what was the first book that you put out?
The first book we put out versus the first book we had the rights for are different. The first one we put out was Return of the Living Dead by John Russo. The moment that happened, I knew he had to be the first book right out of the gate. The name alone is brand recognition above and beyond. So that one was probably the 3rd book we had signed, but it was the first one to come out. And that was June of last year. The first book we had gotten the rights to was Gary Brandner, author of The Howling, a book he wrote called The Brain Eaters. That was the first one. Yeah, so I have a soft spot in my heart for that one, just because Martine, his widow, took a chance on me. I have no publishing experience. I don't know what I'm doing. I just kind of was like, I can do this, and I can't stop now. It's too big. And I think I'm doing a pretty good job. But she took a chance. I had reached out because I had just wanted a version of The Howling that just wasn't an ugly omnibus. And I was really just kind of disappointed, like the company who had the rights just never took the time to give this book like a proper release. So I had reached out to her via Facebook about the rights for The Howling and forgot about it. 9 months later, I got a message in my inbox being like, oh, apologies, I never checked Facebook messages. And it was Martine, and she was like, The Howling is off the table, which for like obvious reasons. Like, these are all of Gary's other books, you know, is there anything that you would want? And I went through the list and read the synopsis, read them on Goodreads. And I was like, Brain Eaters in the middle of a pandemic sounds fucking good. Let's go. Yeah. Reading that book in the middle of the pandemic, I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, this is insane. This is too real right now. It's like, I don't like this. Martine was great. She passed away, unfortunately, about 2 years ago before the book came out, so she never got to see the final cover. But she was a dream to work with. She was very kind, and I owe her a lot.
Oh, it's sweet. That's a sweet story.
She wrote a 14-page introduction to that book, so we had to cut it down to 7 pages. She understood. She was like, what do I write about? I was like, well, write about how you and Gary met, or how did Gary write horror, or anything you want. And she went in, she went in on that and wrote like this amazing introduction to the book and to Gary and to like their life together.
That's cool. Speaking of introductions, I really like Barry Hammond's afterword. And
yes. Yeah.
No, I didn't read the afterword until I was done.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't want, like, it's best to just go into everything blind.
Barry's intro was the introduction, and someone was like, this needs to be an afterword. It spoils way too much. And I was like, fair point.
So the afterword of Barry Hammond, when he writes the it talks about his inspirations. One of them being Bukowski. And I was like, after reading it and then thinking back on it, and I was like, wow, like that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. His afterword also, without spoilers, his afterword was also, he talked about the inspiration for the monster. And I had tried to get the rights to reprint the image that he talks about, but no. And also, I think that would have kind of spoiled things too. You can look it up. It's not hard to find the image he's talking about. He literally gives you like page number. But yeah, like one of the proofreaders was like, right off the bat, this isn't an introduction. This is an afterword. Like, you got to get it out of here because it just gives away too much. But yeah, Barry's really cool to work with. Barry was amazing, easy to work with, easy to talk to, super friendly, very happy with how everything came out so far for Cold Front.
I love that book. I was floored by it.
It's one that, like, you know, is it going to live up to the hype because it's just so coveted and rare? And then when you read it, you're like, oh yeah, there's absolutely this. Can you see my dog on the screen?
Yeah.
Nice.
So then, yeah, you did the Bad Ronald based off of the TV movie. How did you know about the TV movie first, or did you hear about the book first?
I knew of the book first, and then once I kind of discovered the book, then I found the 1974 movie, and I was like, oh, all right, great. Let me watch this. The movie's great. The movie's a lot of fun, made for TV, which has its charm. And people, it's traumatized a generation. And then people read the book, they're like, what the fuck? Because the book is 10 times worse. Like, he is sympathetic. Ronald is sympathetic in the TV movie, but is absolutely deplorable in the book. Yeah. Full trigger warnings. Yeah, that book is rough. Which is funny because it's not graphic at all. Like, nothing is ever shown or talked about, but you know what happens and you know what is it. Yeah, so it's a tough one.
Yeah, that was cool. I was really surprised by that, especially because, Jack Vance, known for writing sci-fi and fantasy.
Yeah, and then he has like this one weird,
really
horror novel under his like government name that everyone's like, oh wait, that's the same guy. So,
yeah. Was it difficult to get the rights to that with it being Jack Vance?
Full disclosure, it's been really easy to get the rights for all of these books. It's amazingly easy. I don't know. Yeah, it's very strange. Martine was as simple as waiting for 9 months for her to respond on Facebook. I emailed John Russo right off the bat. I just went to Jack Vance's website, emailed them, and they were like, yeah, the deal was a non-exclusive because they released their own edition, trade edition. And I was like, great, you can do whatever you want. I'm just doing a mass market. That's all I want. And that's that. It was really easy. They supplied everything. They were the only publisher to actually have, the only author to actually have like a manuscript of their own book. Everyone else is nothing. I have to like go source the material. I have to transcribe it by hand. It's a lot. Bad Ronald was the only one that was done for me. And I was like, thank God.
Well, yeah. Well, you retype every book.
Yes.
You retype the light at the end?
Yes. Yes. Fuck. I had it scanned. I had the book scanned, but besides one of the pages so I can type from them, but I did like the $1 option where they scan the book for you, like, so you can paste it out. And it was just like gobbledygook. Like, I was like, this isn't going to work. I can't trust them. Yeah. So I hand transcribe, retype every book. Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot. So by the time a book comes out, I probably read it like 4 times, and I'm like, that's the longest book we have. Yeah, that was a beast to type out.
I've been seeing people talk about that book a lot lately. I don't think it's just maybe a coincidence, or
yeah, it's it's like, I don't know, because I'm like hyper aware of the book. So like when people start posting about them, because I feel like a lot of people right now are talking about Joyride, and I'm just like, oh great, like, read it. Read Joyride right now, because you're about to get another one in about 10 months. So
no, man, they're building hype.
Yeah,
that book is hard to find.
Is it? I mean, it's expensive if you don't want to pay like $80 for a book, but
yeah, who does?
Yeah. I'm in New York City, so I don't get the luxury of like being able to like go to like estate sales or like flea markets and find books. Like everything has been picked over through and through. So any book I want, I'm just like, fuck it, I'll pay for it. I'll pay the money just so I can then turn it around and destroy the secondary market on that book. So sorry. Sorry, players.
I don't know. Don't apologize.
No, I'm not sorry.
Apologize. Oh, I wanted to talk about the chapbooks put out. So are those all in the public domain?
Yeah, those started Fathom, what it is today, started in like 2020 during the pandemic. My dad had just passed away from cancer. The pandemic was in full swing, so I was kind of like furloughed from my job. Like none of the stores in Manhattan were open, so I needed something. I was kind of like just home, spiraling out like everybody else. So I was like, by chance, I just happened to watch like Creature from the Black Lagoon, which is like my favorite all-time Universal monster. And I was like, you know what? What's up? Like, what's the next sea monster movie? Then I watched Humanoids from the Deep because I fucking love Humanoids from the Deep. Then it was Piranha, so on and so forth. So once I kind of like exhausted all of those like fish monster movies, I was like, let's look into like fish monster fiction. And I just kind of happened to come across H.G. Wells' The Sea Raiders. And I was like, this is like a great little short story that nobody knows about, or at least it's really hard to like source. And unless you buy a collection, it's hard to kind of come by and source this. So that was like sort of like the first inspiration of like, maybe I can do like these small chapbook editions of these public domain stories. The Sea Raiders was the first. Hence the name Fathom Press, because everything was like sea related at first. And then it really quickly dawned on me that there is so much more out there. And yeah, so the chapbooks are great. It was public domain art, public domain stories. The last 3 editions, we've switched to having artists do the covers for them. So we've been licensing out art for the covers now, and they're great. And that's going to kind of be the way going forward.
And you have one scheduled. You have another one scheduled. Sorry.
No, they're all out right now.
The Yellow
one
Wallpaper,
is Fishhead
right?
by Doug Nation. Artist, Irving Cobb wrote it. Doug Nation did the art for the cover.
I thought you were doing the Yellow Wallpaper one.
That came out like a few months ago. Yeah. I mean, I've been really slow with sending you stuff, so I needed to get you that care package. Yeah.
Yeah. I told my wife about that.
Where's that yellow wallpaper? Where's that yellow wallpaper? I don't know.
All right. No, I gotta get it out to you. I have so much stuff I have to send out to like people, and I'm just like, yeah, the Yellow Wallpaper came out, and we just released Fishhead by Irving Cobb. I don't know what the next one's going to be. It's probably going to be the Night Ocean. But yeah, we're gonna keep going. Those are fun. They're fun to break up the sort of larger novels. We're doing these small, cheap chapbooks.
Yeah, no, they're cool. I like them. I like them a lot.
Yeah, there's a ton of stories that just deserve to be read that just you would never know they existed.
Yeah, I started buying old pulps, and there's just great stories in there that by authors that are well-known, that are H.P. Lovecraft or Robert E. Howard.
Yeah.
And no one's ever going to read them unless you get those magazines or unless someone reprints them.
Yeah, that's what the chapbook series is. Fathom Bites is what we call it. I call it. They're a lot of fun, easy to read, like just a quick horror fix, or yeah, mostly horror. They're pretty nasty. Yeah, so we've had the Sea Raiders. The next one was the Voice in the Night, which is phenomenal, by William Hutson. If you've ever seen the movie Attack of the Mushroom People or Mantengo in Japan, it's part of like the Godzilla universe. It's inspired by that story. The third one was The Most Dangerous Game, which is the classic man hunting man for sport, which is really fun. I had to go to the public library to find a first edition of the magazine where it was first printed. And like, as I'm going through the magazine, it's like crumbling in my hand. I'm like, oh my freaking God, like I can't do this. I'm sorry. So I'm like photographing it really fast. I'm like, I got to get out of here. I can't destroy this. I'd be the person who destroys this copy of this book. Yeah. Then the fourth one was The Harbor Master, which is sort of a precursor to The Creature from the Black Lagoon. It's great. It's super atmospheric, and then kind of has an ending that's kind of like, wait, what? Like a kind of like funny, lighthearted ending. And I'm like, All right. Not what I really wanted from the story. Yeah. And then there was what was the first one we did with the covers? Oh, the seed in the sepulcher, which is just phenomenal. Probably my favorite short story we've put out.
Who's
and
that?
then yellow. What was that?
Who is that by?
I wish I could tell you right now because the name just goes right out of your head. It's just like those I have. So all right. Seed in the Sepulcher is by Clark Ashton Smith. I should have known it. Yeah. And then the yellow wallpaper.
There it is.
Yeah. They're great. And that one's by Charlotte Perkins Gilman. Yeah. These are all just great. I mean, people know the yellow wallpaper. That's like, it's like the lottery. It's like the most famous short story. So, yeah, I just want to keep doing these, do really weird ones. Not focus on H.P. Lovecraft, but kind of reach out to like other cooler, better writers. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not on the H.P. Lovecraft train. I can appreciate Cthulhu and Mythos and what they've done, but sorry.
All right, it's going to be online. It's going to be online forever, Justin.
I mean, I do plan on doing the Reanimator as a chapbook, but sorry. I don't get the love.
Now? I don't know. He created quite the world, quite the imagination.
Yeah.
We got to talk about it.
It's surprisingly easy. I would not have thought it'd be so easy to get the rights. I think you just have to kind of put yourself out there and like just make an effort because these people are like waiting for people to read their books and nothing's been happening with these books for 40 years. They're excited when you reach out. I've had one no, and that was Lee Clark declined having Carnivore reprinted, and he didn't give a reason why. I didn't ask. I'm probably going to email him again and be like, hey, I really want Carnivore. What will make it happen? I've only had yeses. Surprisingly, shockingly, at beginning, like when I first got the Brain Eaters from Martine, I was like, if I can get one, I can get two. And then I got The Light at the End from Craig and Spector. And I was like, if I can get two, I can get three. And then Return of the Living Dead. And I was like, holy shit, I got Return of the Living Dead. And then I kind of like went on this like rampage, and I was just getting rights before I had any book had ever come out. And then Cold Front, like I had known about Cold Front. I had looked, Barry's online. He doesn't really like post a lot. He's like on Goodreads a lot, but he doesn't really post on like Facebook, or he doesn't message people back. So he was out there, and I just kind of like did the work to find him. I found out where he worked. I called him up and I was like, hey, listen, like, I know he retired a few years ago and you can't give me his information, but here's who I am. Here's what I do. Here's how to contact me. I woke up the next morning to an email from Barry, and we had that contract done in 48 hours. It was that easy. It's surprising. It took a minute to find him.
I was going to say, because we've had this conversation before of your investigative skills to hunt down who owns these rights, man. Because that's not easy. You can't just Google. I want to put out I was going to say the Jack Vance one, but that's exactly what you did.
Yeah, so, I mean, John Russo, I just reached out through his website. Jack Vance, I reached out through their website. Yeah, it's
Riptide. How the hell you found?
Okay, so Riptide.
Anything about Donald Cheatham online at all?
Yeah. So how did I get Riptide? When you open the book, it says to Lois. That's all I had to go on, because like anything you look up, there's nothing for Donald Cheatham. Like you said, there is no. I can't find anything. No obituaries. Nothing at all. No one with the same fucking name. Mm-hmm. So that book just said to Lois, and I was like, all right, that's something. So I Googled Donald Cheatham, Lois, and because the book takes place in the Gulf of the Gulf Coast of Florida, Donald Cheatham, Lois, Gulf of Mexico, Florida. And I came across Lois, and I was like, is this the same person? I kept going back and forth. It was her. It took a minute to get like correct contact, because like once you find these people, to get an email or to get a phone number that actually works that's a whole other story. That was how I got Riptide. It was like, because I said to Lois, and I just, obituaries are kind of like the first place I try to go, because an obituary will give you spouse, partner, children's mother. Once you get the mother's maiden name, then anything will open up. It is a fucking Pandora's box. It is weird. What you can find online about people is horrific. If for nefarious reasons or other, it's just kind of strange what you can find. But yeah, it was a lot of work to find Lois, to get Riptide, but it wasn't difficult work. It was just sort of like just piecing things together, and it's like following these little threads to like their natural ends. Joyride is something else. I don't want to speak about it because the book's not out yet, and I have to speak to like the estate first for some like clarifications on things. But that one is, I have a family tree of Ronald Patrick's family for like 3 generations. I know that he worked in a funeral home, or his family owned a funeral home. He went to school for like funeral science. He quit and then wrote a book called Beyond the Threshold, which was sort of like a fiction, but also like expose of the funeral practices industry. I knew so much, but like absolutely nothing about him. There are some things in comments through like blog posts that gave me clues that I can then dig and find other stuff. I know his brothers and sisters were in a band called Funeral March in high school. I have all their yearbook photos. I have so much information. It's insane. And I've been kind of like waiting to reach out for the rights. And then I had reached out for like the rights for Elvira for her 1990s like paperback novels. And when that didn't happen, I was like, fuck it, let's go for Joyride. And I just reached out to the next of kin. I was like, hey, let's go. And they were like, all right. And they sent me a text one day. They were like, hey, he also wrote this other book called, I was like, oh, I know that. I was like, you don't want to know. I haven't spoken to them about what I know yet, but yeah. I don't know who's going to write the introduction to that book. I don't know who's going to write the biography for that book. I'm curious for that one, because that one is a strange one. That's a lot. So that was a tough one to find. Like, I found the family, but trying to get to contact with them took a minute. But Roland's Puccetti for The Death of the Fuhrer, that was a 90-minute search. That was a man I had no information about. Within 90 minutes, I had talked to his nephew on the phone. I had emailed his son in Canada, and we had a verbal agreement that we had the book. It was so fast. Obituaries, white pages. I'm giving away like trade secrets, but
yeah. There's going to be 100 Fathom Presses tomorrow.
I'll get those rights, please. I can't do all the books. I have no money to do this. It's so expensive.
Do the rights automatically go to the family?
Depends. So
they even know they have the rights. If you like, how come whoever put out Zebra?
Well,
whoever put out
the contracts for like X amount of years and they expire, and rights usually revert back to the author. Our contracts vary between authors, but they're usually for like 5 years or 7 years, and then everything goes back. And just like anything else, like if you would pass away, like your house would go to like your wife, your children. Same thing with book rights. It's complicated. They took the Puccetti estate took a minute to kind of go over stuff. They were like, let's go, let's do this. So when they like review old contracts and all that, it's fun. It's probably if making add-ons and like just kind of thinking about like the weird things you can do with the release of a book is like my most favorite part. The estate hunting is like the absolute like bee's knees, like especially like when you get a hit, like when you get that email and you get that response and you're like, holy shit, like this happens. It's really just insane like how easy it can be. Like it really is just surprisingly easy if you just are willing to go past like the first Google page and just kind of like take a weird detour and click this link and then follow that link. And if you're able to just kind of like I just use Facebook to kind of like it's a weird skill. I'm surprised by how good I am at it. I was just
Yeah.
like, oh,
You make it sound so easy. And I got to tell you, just from doing reviews and trying to find more information about an author, it's very difficult. It's not.
it is.
You know,
It's expensive, but like Ancestry.com and newspapers.com, and it's like all these things cost so much money, but like they kind of are a treasure trove for like Donald Cheatham. He was a writer, newspaper writer. So I have a ton of his articles from the Florida newspaper that he wrote that just didn't come up in normal searches, but like newspapers.com had them. So, you know, I have an account. I like suspend it for a few months, and then when I need to go book hunting, then I'll reactivate it for a month or two and just kind of exhaust it, and then like, you know, suspend my subscription for another few months until I need it again. But yeah, it's fun. It's weird. It's difficult. But it's surprisingly not that hard, which sounds so, I don't know how to explain it. It is incredibly difficult.
I know. And maybe it's just because you enjoy doing it so much.
I
That's
guess
why
I
it
guess
was too hard.
I do enjoy tedious work, like, you know, retyping an entire book.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna wrap it up there. And I just wanted to say thanks for coming by and talking to us, Justin. We're very excited to get these books this year. And
Yeah,
what's the year after? The year after.
Yep, we got Books Hill 2027 on the horizon.
Good. You look forward to it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Hey, no problem, man. And thanks everyone for watching. Made it this far. Congratulations. You win nothing.